Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time for Thurst versus the Fat Chunks. Thurst desperately needs this win. But Fat Chunks, you know, they've been looking pretty good. But the thing about, before we get any ahead, we need to talk about the games that we've seen already. I completely forgot we had that. So this is awesome. So what did you think so far about today?
Honestly, Five Angry Men just looking really good. I believe Adonis tweeted out that they look like a mini Kagran, and
did he tweet that? I know he said that
he
to
tweeted
us.
it. He tweeted it too. And honestly, I kind of feel that Five Angry Men have been really, really good with the rotations. They've been all in the right places at the right time. We just had our last game where the Rambosos went off hard from their solo laner. Didn't quite happen up against the Chunks. So Chunks currently 1-1. They want to get that second win and get that 2-1 record in the first week. Thirst is 0-2, so they need it as well. And here's the big thing: Thirst, can they have a good mental state after that last game? Because they have to go directly into the team that's supposed to be their toughest matchup.
Well, that's the thing about Wolfie, right? Wolfie's this player who's super emotional. Everyone knows that. Everyone in this community knows that. So it's basically like, has he given up on his team already this week? Which,
man,
it's bad to say it like that, but when you constantly are failing and you're not able to win games, it's really hard to not almost give up at that point.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult for everyone. Honestly, I mean, Jaco is one of the more positive players I've known. He's a personal friend, and it's tough, dude. It does not feel good to have such a poor record, but going into this next game, they got to pull together. Raw ban immediately.
I like it.
And Herwin plays a pretty good Raw, so I think that's warranted. But Geb ban, I think that's even, there we go. I just don't want to see Geb anymore, honestly.
I think Raw should be banned, though. I really do. I think he's by far the strongest mid laner. We see him make the most plays, and he's the worst to deal with. It forces your mage to basically get a Divine Ruin.
Yeah, I mean, there are some other ways to get around it. If you're going to be a little tricky with the Odin on support, you could do something like that. But I agree with you by and large that he's really hard to deal with. Athena first pick, I feel that. With Geb taken off the board, Athena has that global presence. She's got that repeated initiation potential with the dash taunt. So pretty good pickup if you want to prioritize your support. Because last game, support was not prioritized, and it felt like it really hurt El Chacho.
Well, look at this. Fat Chunks just went ahead and banned out Kronos, saying, okay, Osmos, who do you got? And what you were telling me, he's got a lot of people he can play.
I mean, he is a ranked player. He's not going to get Kronos every game, so hopefully he has a decent god pool beyond that, but I haven't really seen too much of it in competitive games because he does go to that Kronos more often than not. Yennis and Freya, though, very strong picks, and we're going to actually see Apollo for Thurst. So we'll see how Webba does on that one.
Yeah, I think Apollo's good, right? Because it's like, oh, my team's fighting. All right, I'll shove this wave and I'll go ahead and help everyone out. And I think he's super safe. And Serenade, when used right, is extremely effective.
Yeah,
especially in the lane.
It is a very, very effective ability. But Cupid from the Chunks. So
you know, when I first saw Smite, I was like, I will never play Cupid.
Okay.
And now I have to cast him. It's awful.
So there are some situations that I think it was Snipe at one point. They were talking about Loki and how they didn't think he was very good. So they'd see a hover from Loki from their opposing team, and everyone would just be yelling into comms, yeah, lock it in. Lock in Loki. He's bad. Do it. And I feel like there's a little bit of that coming out with Thirst. They're going to ban Kali away because they had some trouble with it the last time, but Guan Yu for the solo lane, very strong against those assassins, and could do a good job against Nemesis.
Yeah, and the big thing, I mean, Guan Yu's just good, right?
Yeah.
His kit, he's super safe. He's going to stay in lane. He's going to shred your protections, and then the ult, he doesn't even have to worry about hitting the last one. Like you said, he just needs to shepherd the team.
Right, and well, looking at Thirst's lineup, right, you've got no healing, so Guan Yu is now the best healer in this game. And he's not, I mean, after the end of the game, he could do a pretty significant amount. But Fenrir. So this could be Guan Yu support, but he's really more of a solo laner right now. Cupid Fenrir we have seen come out from the Chunks before, and it's a really simple formula.
Aurora's a beast. Well, Aurora is by far one of the best. He's a theory crafter. He does crazy things, and I think that's part of the reason why Chunks see success. Is because like they're just like, Fenrir support.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, this is a perfect lineup for them.
And then it also works out, too, because they've got the ult combos coming in. There's big damage. The other thing I want to mention is Scylla, for that middle lane up against Yennis, is one of the better matchups for Scylla because she's not going to be completely out-cleared.
That's true.
So Yennis is, like, kind of bad clear, but you get by, and Scylla's, like, bad clear, you don't really get by. But Scylla against Yennis it's like, okay, well, his clear's bad and mine is worse. But you're just comparing bad to worse, so it's fine.
The thing about it is, though, kill potential-wise, Giannis is, like, online level 6.
Much earlier, yeah.
Scylla's like, let me get my Bancrofts.
Yeah, Scylla has to wait a little bit longer, but, maybe Jaco can pull it out with his ultimates.
He played well last game, too.
He's pretty good on Scylla, too.
When I look at Thurst, I'm like, okay, they have a chance with Brochacho being like a good support.
Okay.
They if everything considered continues this way. But it's like Wolfie, he makes a little bit of mind lapses, but Jaco is like
solid.
He's it.
He does his job.
He does exactly that.
And that's a really nice thing to have in a mid laner because you just get focused so hard. It can be tough to be a real playmaker out of the middle lane.
Yeah.
And, we'll see how a monster works with that Divine Judgment because the combo will be devastating late game, and it could be devastating in the mid and early game. But let's just take a look at what's going to happen in this matchup. Thurst coming out of the Order side. They're going to be trying to get their first win of the wild card, whereas Fat Chunk Assemble, they're 1-1. They want to be 2-1 going forward into the next weekend of competition because otherwise it would be a very tough road for recovery.
Yeah. I forgot to even mention this to you, buddy. Vamana, big baby, coming in.
Sure. So that's going to be
so
Osmos's other soul laner. And I'm just going to wait, hold my breath, and say, all right, show me what you can do. Vamana is certainly a good pick. Can be decent against Guan Yu. You've got that ult sustain versus actual sustain, so it can be a little bit tough in that regard. But I think Osmos could do well with this. There's no one he really super hard counters. Like Cupid is okay against, and Frey is alright against too. But this isn't like, oh yeah, Vamana's a great pick here. I think it's just like a pick. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's super safe. His slow on his 3 is a nightmare to deal with, especially in lane. But Guan Yu is going to be okay. He's going to have Freya with the banish coming in lane, which is going to help them a lot. But Big Baby, there's almost no kill potential unless it's super early.
Yeah, I mean, he is just so safe with that CC immune healing ultimate and the ability to dash away and knock people up. That dash goes so far, too. It's just really, really safe on that pick. So,
all right, so I got to ask you.
Okay.
How in the world does the Fenrir support work? Explain it to me.
All right. Fenrir's a wolf.
Okay.
So he jumps on people and he just claws them a lot.
All right.
Like he just did to that jungle camp. And so basically what happens is, and this is a pretty difficult lane for Fenrir support as well because he's interruptible, but he's going to be looking to brutalize his opponents and trade really aggressively. Does go a Death's Toll and 3 health pot, so he's looking for that early damage, and he's just going to try and get aggressive, snowball the lane, and we'll see what happens with it. But early rotation coming out from El Brochacho taking his own back harpies, and that's interesting.
And he used the hand for it as well. So
well, he's not going to need the hand in. Okay, so he
you
gave
do need
up
the hand in lane, don't you? Just
you
hit in the back to clear the wave so you can engage.
You can need that, but you don't want to fight Cupid Fenrir.
Okay.
So defensive hand in the God in lane, he's giving that up and actually jumped in stun. There's the Heart Bomb Brutalize coming through. And with no interrupt, I mean, the damage is absolutely absurd. Looking at El Brochacho, he doesn't have Confound yet, so he's no way to interrupt Brutalize, and that could be a problem.
Aurora should have Lord Slashington for the record. He should have that one. Lord Slashington's the coolest skin Fenrir's got.
Fenrir has a lot of good skins.
He really
does. It is hard to choose.
He really is.
I respect the top hat game, but the sweater, I mean, it's a little bit
You are a fashion guy.
It's a little bit sort of like Target or like one of those stores where like really you're starting Christmas Story. But look at this 4-man rotation onto the speed camp and
beautiful.
Wolfie just shedding a single tear.
I swear, ever since everyone saw Cogred do this versus Dignitas in that game, they're like, speed buff's super important. We should 4-man group on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Well, the other thing is that if you follow Wolfie and Unique on Twitter, Unique just likes to tweet at Wolfie, yo, I'm going to take your speed buff. I'm going to bring my whole team. I'm going to take it. And actually on the left-hand lane, El Brochacho taken down by the Brutalize with the help of that Heart Bomb. Crazy aggression in that lane. And El Brochacho, he just, I guess, wasn't able to confound the Brutalize. Just took way too much damage there. Samshrew finding the Heart Bomb when it counted.
Yeah. Now Jaco and Wolfie are going to be together. Now, interesting to note that Jaco actually did not grab the damage buff from his team. That was actually Wolfie. Banish is going to come out. Jaco's going to go ahead and slither out of that one. But why would you ever decide as a jungler to keep your damage buff?
Okay, so basically, because the way Scylla clears, she has to clear in sort of numbers of casts, right? Like it's like 1 crushes, 2 crushes, 3 crushes. Red buff, he feels, doesn't think will get him over that threshold, so you might as well give it to Wolfie, who will be able to clear faster because of those auto attacks.
Gotcha.
So it's not speeding up Jayco's clear. He doesn't care about fighting right now because he's silly. He shouldn't be fighting, and Wolfie will be able to clear a little bit faster with that red buff.
Well, Cyclone Spin could be in a little bit of trouble here, as Osmos, he has the potential to do this, but you can see the dash coming out of Cyclone, wait to get under tower, and then kind of go ahead and use his mana. But right Harpies are going to be the hot market here. Unique's going to get caught. I'm a Monster's going to go up. A lot of damage. Valkyrie's discretion, though, going to make him untargetable for just a little bit, as Aurora's going to join the party.
Yeah, no, Unique gets some nice jukes, but Slice and Dice is just a little bit too easy to hit, so Wolfie able to secure that kill. Aurora with a vertical jump gets a nice 3-man stun, and now crippled out, should be in trouble. Brutalize. The ultimate used just to try and create some distance, but it needed to be used earlier. Cyclone Spin on his horse to try and get away. Jayco does not have the damage to get the kill. 2-1. Thurst is currently up in kills, even in gold, and 400 experience. I can't call that a lead.
Oh, no, this is neck and neck.
Yeah.
This is back and forth here. And the big thing here is, like, Wubba, as this game goes on, he's going to be able to commit to those fights. And Cupid is not. He's not going to be able to get there.
Yeah, so there's two things. First of all, Apollo is... We were actually just talking about this earlier. Apollo has the global advantage and the clear advantage. So Apollo, with his So Beautiful, is like, all right, I'm just going to win the wave, clear all the creeps. Now I can rotate. And Cupid's like, okay, I have to heart bomb down the creeps. That takes time. Then I have to walk over. That takes more time. So Apollo just should be at more fights. And Thurst has a big advantage off of that because... I mean, it's just the through space and time coming out from Fat Chunks in terms of rotations, and honestly, in the later stages of the game, you generally just have your mid laner with you.
Yeah. And now Cyclone's been saying, you know what, that fight, he almost killed me. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Iron Man. Do you like that call over Boots when he already has a Smithies?
Yeah, I mean... I guess he just wants to go into a mystical mail. It probably won't be a sovereignty. I don't see a need for a Nemean or a Midgardian mail. There just doesn't seem to be enough auto attack damage. So the thing about mystical mail is it's sort of a scummy solo lane item because once you get it, you win lane until your opponents get it.
Oh man, Bro Chacho getting stuck in the fields of love. The taunt's gonna go out. That's not gonna be enough. Samshu versus Wubba now. Aurora doing an amazing job. Just going to go ahead and grab him with Ragnarok and then just sit him right in the middle of field.
Wolfie, though, going to get a gank off onto Samshu. Does not find the Slice and Dice, but up in the air is Wubba. Will find a nice hit off of the Across the Sky. And actually turning around space and time. Unbelievable. Here comes Unique and Heroine getting out with just 100 health. Wolfie slowed a little bit too much, but finds the Slice and Dice. Brutalize going to come through, not quite yet, but Unchained jumping in, doesn't find the stun. Valkyrie's Discretion will pick up Wolfie. Jayco not quite enough damage, but I'm a Monster. Not going to connect either.
Yep, that instant casting, dude. Unique did such a good job. He banished Jayco and was like, all right, I'm getting out of this one now. And then he forced Jayco to basically just try to go for that quick ult. Second earlier, I'm a Monster gets himself like a double kill.
Oh, yeah, it was really close, but that's going to be a 2-for-3 trade in favor of the Chunks, and a lot of that just has to do with Aurora. Fenrir is kind of one of his first really big gods that he's known for. They're Hades and Fenrir, which can't believe I'm saying, but he's really good at those two characters. Now on the right jungle, Unique could be in a bit of trouble, actually turning around onto Osmos, who will go into that ultimate. Could take a lot of damage here as the Tello Assault comes through. Cyclone Spin not going to commit with the ultimate, just going to respect the healing and regeneration from the Vamana, who's actually gone into the full Runeforged Hammer.
Which is not surprising. Just going to go ahead and mitigate as much damage as possible, but don't you want to have a little bit of damage on Vamana as well?
Yeah, it's a balancing act. And honestly, the same thing for Guan Yu, right? You have to build enough tankiness to stay alive, but you have to build enough damage to just actually do something and not be completely ignorable. In the solo lane, though, they just both seem to be going tanky, so unlikely to see any kills come down in the solo lane. If either team's going to have advantage, I mean, with the junglers, like, it's possible, but it's still unlikely.
Well, it looks like Thurst is thinking Chunks is up to something fishy here. Start grouping up here, but instead it's just going to be a split. Brochacho is going to go ahead and take those back Harpies again, which I guess the mindset behind it is give Wubba more experience. Maybe?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why he would actually go to the back Harpies.
It's just, okay, so the thing is, you want everything in your jungle dead as much as possible, because otherwise its experience is being wasted. So I think it's just efficient farming overall. But El Brochacho currently 2 levels down on Aurora, so hasn't been working out for him. And honestly, I like the strategy against Thurst of just pressuring El Brochacho on support. He's really having a tough time this game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's always having tough times, right? Like, he really needs to just find that comfort zone. I think it's like he gets into SPL games, because I watch his streams. He seems to make good decisions. Like, he gets into SPL games, and he's like, I can't mess up.
Well, it's hard to tell as well, because it feels
really
like support's one of the first, like, someone on your team underperforms, and then it immediately cascades to the support player who's trying to compensate for that. On the left-hand side, though, in trouble is Wubba. We'll be able to jump away, or dash away with his the moves, and I mean, honestly, this lane is safer for Thurst when they don't have the support in lane. That's weird.
Why is that? Just because it's...
Wubba, I mean, Apollo's super safe, and it looks like Athena less so. Athena also not able to pick up beads, whereas Wubba does have rank 1 on that Apollo. So, honestly, for the Fenrir Cupid, Athena's just more of a free kill.
It's true. That's a good point. El Brochacho actually elected to grabbing that early shell as well. And he's got to be careful. Aurora's going to go ahead and grab Brochacho. Look at him just sit right here in the field of love. Brochacho is going to be in a little bit of trouble, but the dash is going to be there. Hurrywind's going to throw a portal, try to deter him just a little bit. Unstable Vortex, can he get the kill there? Brochacho finally going to go down by Samshrew.
Yeah, Brochacho deciding to turn around and go back in, trying to save his Hunter, which I'm not sure was necessary. Now Jaco in trouble, needs to nice stick him. Good turnaround with the Crush and the Sentinel over the wall, but Fender giving chase. Jaco does have his ultimate if he can find the opportunity, but Valkyrie's Regression coming through, and it's just too easy to confirm kills with that ability. It actually feels like cheating a little bit. It's not cheating.
You think
totally
so?
fair.
No, it's not.
I mean, you're just kind of like, this is my kill. You can't dodge this.
Yeah, I think at a professional level, it's like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, obviously, like the main thing when learning like a phrase is like pacing of those shots. So
yeah, you have to know when to use it. But actually, Athena rotating in onto the Gold Fury, Unique very low and will be forced out. But it looks like Thurst is splitting up. Wolfie sees red, chases the kill, doesn't find it. And now Aurora getting turned on, Brutalize coming through. Lots of damage, and the power of Fender is unreal.
Yeah, Samshrew's looking at Osmos right now, but that is going to be a big baby. Hurrywind's going to go ahead and rotate. Osmos able to get one. Brochacho not in the best spots, but his entire team is coming as well. Here comes Wubba. Wubba versus Samshrew. Samshrew trying to stay alive. He's going to go ahead and use his dash. His Cyclone Spin's going to be in the heart of the action.
Yeah, Osmos now zoning off Unique. Can't tank the Freya too much, and with Cyclone Spin having double defensive protection items, Mystical Mail and the Smithy's Hammer, honestly, it seems fruitless to attack him with anything but the Divine Judgment.
Yeah, but this should be theoretically a Gold Fear here. Jaco's going to bring it over just a little bit. Unique, is he going to go for this? The Crush is going to be there as well. Thurst is going to be able to take this. But will they manage to stay alive here? Cyclone Spin's going to dodge the I am a monster. He's going to go ahead and push forward. And Colossal Fury is going to say, okay, I'm going to slap you a couple times.
Yeah, Divine Judgment coming out right at the end just to secure the kill. And now disengaging is Thurst. Sentinel on Jacob Malfoy will be used to get over this wall. Samshrew's Field of Love not going to be effective enough as they just beads and walk away. They're going to get the speed buff, though, so once again, Wolfie shedding a single tear. He even looks in the jungle. He's like, are they taking it?
Oh, man, they took it again, dude.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Poor
let's
guy.
go ahead and take a look at the charts here, as the gold difference now is going to be 1,200 in favor of Thurst. That's going to be mainly that Gold Fury kind of helping them out a lot.
Sure.
And that entire team fight. They're all things considered, composure-wise, Thurst is looking okay from what we normally see from them, right?
Yeah, honestly, they've managed to stay composed despite being 0-2 so far in the day. Thurst playing well, having some trouble in the support role, 0-3 and 6 on El Brochacho, but his kill participation has been really good, so he's still been able to show up. Just down 3 levels up against Aurora is really rough, and Fender building so aggressively.
Does that surprise you at all? I mean, I'm assuming when you get a Fenrir, you're not really looking for, like, sovereignty and everything like that,
Well,
are
he's
you?
still going to get the sovereignty.
Okay.
Because, I mean, just the 20 protections for your mage alone is absolutely incredibly important. It
Couldn't he
can
do a
keep him
show
alive.
as well?
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't made his second active choice, but, like, he's just pumping damage into Unchained. And, El Brochacho on the left-hand side, once again in trouble.
The heart bomb, too. It's like a guaranteed heart bomb.
Oh,
so
wow.
Brochacho's just going to take a lot of damage. Samshu, there's the follow-up from Aurora, and now Wubba's going to be there as well, but Aurora's going to be able to get another kill. He's playing amazing. When everything's going okay with Chunks, Aurora looks just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Aurora is just really, really doing well this game. Fields of Love onto Wubba with the Heart Bomb as well.
He's going in.
Coming through. Nice mez. Wubba will be able to stay alive here, but forced off in that left tower.
Yeah, the Serenade.
Actually, not enough creeps.
That's the big thing about Apollo, right? That's Serenade. It's like, okay, I'm in trouble. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm out of this one. Which is good. You need hunters with a good, safe kit.
Yeah, that self-peel is super important because you don't need to rely on your support to peel for you. Luckily for Thurst, that the creep wave from Chunks didn't last long enough for them to take the tower, so a little bit of a wasted rotation there. Thurst is going to be able to, well, actually their gold league kind of just disappeared down to only 300 gold and down 2,500 experience. In the right-hand lane, Freya attacking
How does
that
this
Vamana.
go down? Well, the Cavalry's going to be called out as well. Osmos waiting. He's going to be stunned. Unique's going to be there, and he's going to use his umbrella to get out. Dodges the banish, but is there going to be a follow-up? Valkyrie's Discretion's going to be here. That's going to be a kill, and now it's going to be Jaco and Brochacho together. The taunt's going to come down. I am a monster here.
Boom.
He's going to get one. Can he find a second? He can't, and now Wolfie's going to go ahead and continue on to Cyclone Spin. Aurora, though, is there to protect.
Yeah, now Unstable Vortex flying through will not connect. Shell comes out, but it's not going to really mitigate too much and not going to really do too much.
He's
either.
crazy!
Aurora coming in.
Give me that Brochacho. He literally dropped him right through a portal. That is amazing play. Wolfie's going to be like, okay, it's my turn. And now Aurora, oh, he's going to get away. Jaco doing an excellent job. That's going to be one portal. Going to go ahead and Aegis out of that one. Sentinel out, and that could be the tower. That is great plays out of Chunks right there.
Yeah, it was, but Thurst held their ground well. I mean,
true.
El Brochacho kind of got destroyed yet again.
Well, they're
course.
singling him out.
Yeah, exactly, and he can't buy beads. I mean, he got a shell, first of all, but, like, when you buy beads on the support, you're giving up utility for your team, which is really unfortunate, and why this Fender support works so well, because it's just a bully to the enemy support, and it's been working. I mean, up 4 levels is Aurora. Also currently sitting on 8,000 player damage, most in the game, because Fenrir.
Because Fenrir. Looking at it, the top 3 damages coming out from all 3 members of Chunks.
Yeah.
You got Cupid. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Cupid is number 2. And then Guan Yu, which Guan Yu, how much can you really take from it? A lot of that damage is just literally just hitting Vamana right in the face.
Yeah, I mean, he's just hitting Vamana repeatedly. Does have the advantage in that lane because of the way he's itemizing. That Mystical Mail is not really free damage. It's just sort of annoying damage to people near you, so it's going to inflate those numbers a little bit more.
Sure.
But Cyclone Spin is a force to be reckoned with, and you know the other thing is, like, when you think about Cupid, he doesn't have great wave clear, he doesn't have a global ultimate, so he's got to do something, and so the damage output is like, it kind of makes the Cupid pick worthwhile, especially because of how many times El Brochacho has died. This lane bully composition just really
Brochacho has to be careful. He's charging up his dash right now.
Yeah.
Wubba's going to be looking to go on this. Is the taunt going to hit? It's going to miss everyone. Aurora's going to be in a little bit of the back. Slice and Dice is going to be there. And Wolfie, you got to be careful, but he's going to go ahead and beads out of that one. Good job by him.
Yeah, Shell to turn around just a little bit of damage, but Wolfie now in trouble. Fields of Love will connect on the backside, but Wolfie's just going to be able to get out. Valkyrie's Discretion used, trying to confirm the kill, not able to do it. Jaco is here. We should mention, level 14 on Scylla, she's actually online now,
yeah,
so that Crush, that Sikkim, and the Monster can start destroying people. Jaco just needs to play it properly. Cavalry Charge comes through, Sentinel is down, and Jaco, with no actives available, will be forced to use his ultimate, but it won't interrupt the Brutalize as he's down to just 100 health. Cyclone's been securing the kill with the Warrior's Will, but diving in is Wubba, who's going to nuke a lot of damage onto Chunks, just not enough. Samshu in the front line, poking down. Nice taunt, but where's the follow-up onto Aurora?
He finally goes down. Aurora's going to go down, but guess what? Samshu's going to pick up Osmos, which is going to be really big. Right now, they could go for a little bit of appeal and possibly go for the Gold Fury, but I don't think they're willing to risk that with Brochacho still being up.
Yeah, there's just more damage available for the Chunks right now because, well, Wubba's not really online yet, and Freya is. Nice two-man taunt yet again, but Wubba trying to unload. Divine Judgment coming through. Unique, very, very low. Not quite going to get taken down. Wolfie gambled on the double dash, and he lost. Will die on the backside. Now Wubba is dead to rights as well. He will
eventually die.
Eventually.
Somehow he will die. Oh!
Sam
plays.
Shrew. Okay, Heroin
Okay.
got it. All right, we're good.
All right, Sam Shrew. Good job, buddy.
Ooh.
I thought that would have been nuts.
Yeah, that would have.
It would have been really cool, to be honest.
It was close. But now the chunks, I mean, they're sitting up 1,500 gold, 8,000 experience, which is really what it's about. And pulling the Gold Fury with just 2 players, yeah, that's not really going to work out.
I think this might be a little bit of a bait because in comes Unique and Aurora. Aurora's going to find Brochacho again. No, buddy.
We've heard this before.
Wow. Finally, he's going to be taken out. Now Osmos is going to be there. Giannis, he's got a portal, so he's going to go ahead and escape. Jaco now is going to be in the back, tries to throw it on a crush, but Aurora's here to do some damage, and you can just see Osmos' health is just depleting. I'm a Monster's going to miss. Its target, Heart Bomb's going to be there as well. Doesn't do too much, but Aurora, oh, he finally decided to disconnect. I thought he was going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, Osmos just got too aggressive there and didn't really have the support he needed. Apollo just was respawning. Wolfie, the same situation, so just a little bit too far up. But now trying to contest the Gold Fury, not going to get it. But can they get any kills off the backside? Aurora is stomped out by El Brochacho. Wubba able to find a kill, and now turning on to Samshu, who has no mana. So he's likely to go down, but big damage from Heroin on the backside as Jaco's going to send him away, but he can't quite get far enough, and the shotgun will get that kill.
Buddy,
he's just going through every portal he can. I think just for funsies, because he's going to put him in a bad spot, get the kill. Cyclone Spin recalling the left lane, will be able to get back to base.
That is huge for Thurst.
Yeah.
That is the best case scenario for them, period. When you take a look at the stats, I mean, now you're going to see Wolfie's going to be 6-3 and 6. This could be a tower if they actually want to commit to it. But, you know, the big thing here is, like, I think Chunks now is so hell-bent on being like, okay, grab Brochacho.
Yeah.
That's who we're going to grab. Now they have to actually deter from that and go for someone else.
Thurst still can, but they need to make an adjustment, and they need to have Osmos get a hand on the Gods 3. Because when Chunks is killing your support over and over and over, you need to be able to contest objectives. So I really want to see that come out within the next minute because Fire Giant is on everyone's minds right now.
Yep. And Wolfie's going to go ahead and pick up these right Harpies here. Aurora doesn't really want to contest this at all. He has no vision as well, which is normally when we start to see people get a little bit more ballsy into the enemy team's jungle. Sure. Which, is that surprising to you that there's no wards over on the Fire Giant side of things?
I don't know. I mean, I want to say no, it's not surprising, but there should be wards there. The other thing I want to mention is Jaco just picking up a Warlock Sash, and man, it takes 8 minutes and 30 seconds to fully stack that item. I want to say it's a little bit too late, but this game could run long.
8 minutes and 30 seconds, really?
If you're perfect, and you're not.
Okay, so what's like the average time from pros?
I mean,
Mr. Stats.
There was a post that someone made on, I believe, Smite Central, where they were like, yeah, in this game it took Lobster 16 minutes to stack up. That's a long time.
Good God.
So when you can't stack the Warlock Sash, Ethereal Staff is sort of like another option that provides the same stats instantly, but in slightly less amounts. Jaco
so in the same sense, how long does it take for Book of Thoth?
Book of Thoth matters a lot less because it's less magic. Like, Warlock Sash gives you 300 health from stats and 60 magic power. Book of Thoth gives you 22 magic power over 75 stats. So it will take like 6 minutes, but it's like, who cares? It's 22 magic power. You can do fine without it.
Now, what is Guan Yu thinking here with this mace? Is this going to be going into a Jotuns?
Yeah, it very well could be. He's going to get the pen, going to get the cooldown, and when you're able to get that heal up more often, I mean, just taking the stats, he's already healed 10,000. Guan Yu is actually a healer, but in the middle lane, a monster connecting onto 2, not going to find the kill. Unique forced out, but Wolfie peeled off almost immediately. He'll use that Retribution Shield to buy some time, but Wubba diving in from the sky. Can he find the kill? Jaco gets Unique, and now Wubba trying to reposition, gets an Athena ult on top of him, and the Goomba Stomp is going to hit Erwin. Not going to kill, but El Brochacho gets it with the shield wall drop on the backside. Jaco in a lot of trouble. He's going to Aegis right at the last minute, but he's probably going down here.
Yeah, and Samshu's going to be here as well. Brochacho, are they going to focus him again? Osmos is going to be there. I guess if you have to pick between Athena right now at this point and Vamani, you're going to go ahead with Athena, but he's going to turn his gaze. There goes one. And it's going to be the continuation. Osmos is going to be running away. El Brochacho, he's holding on to a prayer right now as Big Baby's just going to be stomping. Cyclone Spin's going to get that. Aurora's going to get that one. Decisive.
That was a good fight at first for Thurst.
They committed
they went
so
too
hard.
Deep. They went too deep. And so, like, diving the first tower was fine, and then when Jaco got turned on, Thurst continued to dive, which was a big mistake, and that's where the fight got bad. So they just needed someone to call the disengage, get everyone back on the same page. Because it was looking good until suddenly everyone kind of just died. Fire Giant will be going to Fat Chunk
And I
Assemble
love
here.
this. I love this, right? Like, they wasted no time.
Oh, yeah.
There's sometimes, where you get in the SPL and people are like, you know what? Oh, let's not get Fire Giant right now. Let's just go get a tower and head back. Get the Fire Giant.
Well, and Fender is just so good at tanking it because he's got that built-in extra physical power and lifesteal from his Seething Howl, which it's currently giving him 30% lifesteal, and if it's full runes, that increases up to 45% lifesteal just by pressing 2 with honestly pretty good uptime as well. It's about like 45% uptime. So really good at taking the Fire Giant from a support because he does that extra bit of damage. This is something you really have to think about when you're making a play to 3-man Fire Giant.
Is this Chronos Pendant really going to do all that much here for Jaco?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So
really?
I mean, okay, so
I guess it's just more crushes.
He needs pen soon, but yeah, more crushes, more Sickums is important. It's just with the Warlock Sash, I'm not sure about it because he's gonna need a penetration item soon. Like, he needed one now.
Well, as you check your watch, which apparently tells you when.
It tells me the game time.
Yeah, okay. Well, Aurora's going to go ahead and jump in. He only spots Osmos, though, so he's like, nope, not putting him in my mouth. I'm going to wait for El Brochacho here.
Yeah, exactly. Osmos just, I mean, he can't get out of it, but he's tanky enough that it's not the point. The other thing to mention is Cyclone Spin with that extra shred. I mean, they can just basically kill whoever they want with that Fenrir ultimate, right? You've got the Telesol to remove 30 protections. And actually diving in is Cyclone Spin, looking like he's going onto Wolfie. Fields of Love comes down, and El Brochacho takes a lot of damage. I'm a Monster will connect, is not going to find a kill. Samshu able to get Wolfie there, and now Cyclone Spin still taking the tower. Gonna be resetting it now as Jaco and Wubba try to run away. El Brochacho taken down by the Fender Ragnarok. Finally, Osmos interrupted out of his dash. He'll fall as well. Wubba's the only man left standing, but how can he defend against this? And now the question is, where are the Chunks going to go from here? Are they going for the Phoenix? Are they going for more turrets? It's just whatever they feel like is best.
Their waves are pushed up.
Yeah.
Right? So the only real objective they can take right now is this Phoenix. I mean, obviously they can tank, but safely, it's the Phoenix.
Or the Titan.
Wow.
Well, okay, so Fenrir does really good auto attack damage. Tallow Assault's great for tanking it. They've got 2 auto attackers. Wubba will find a kill right at the end there onto Cyclone Spin, but it's not going to be enough to save the game. And Thurst, 0-3 in the first day. Chunks, 2-1. And we're going on to our last game.
Can I just go ahead and say that?
No.
When I it's actually,
you can do what you want.
It's actually a pretty funny story. So when I first started, everyone was like, when I first started working here, they were like, Chunks is a really fun team to watch. They do a bunch of crazy stuff. They break the meta. And as I watched, I was like, man, they don't see any success. But now when I see him throw this like quirky stuff at teams, I love it.
Yeah, because the quirky stuff makes sense,
it
right?
does.
Like, in the early game, the Cupid Fender lane is insane at killing your enemy support, really especially Athena. And then in the late game, it continues to be good because you have a Freya and you have a Guan Yu on top of it. So you got the Tallow Assault and then the awesome damage from Freya coming out. And, I mean, the other thing to mention is Guan Yu, when you're the only healer in the game, you're actually a really good healer.
It's true.
9,000 healing coming through from Cyclone Spin just to the 4 other members of his team. And when you compare that to 0 from Thirst because they didn't draft anyone who can heal, Guan's actually really good. Now, if there was a Ra, he would look a lot worse, but when you're the only healer, Guan is honestly pretty good.
20,000 player damage for Samshrew. Good job for him. And we actually do have another highlight for you guys. It's going to actually be Guan Yu coming in hot.
Yeah, so this was a big turnaround at the Chunks Tier 2 tower. Sort of when Thirst dove a little bit too deep. Cyclone's been forcing out Jaco, gonna try and make sure he dies. Doesn't find the Warrior's Will there, but this, where he comes back in, is super important. He's gonna cavalry charge, finds the stun onto Wolfie, gets the kill as Wolfie takes one last tower shot, turns around, and is able to stun out Wubba.
It's such a good ability.
Yeah, it really is. Tallow Assault just annihilating his opposition is going to do the same thing for Osmos here as it comes back off of cooldown. Not even soon enough. Warrior's Will finds the kill. Cyclone Spin with the trip ski. And
the trip trap, man.
He just played so well on that Guan Yu.
He really did.
It's so awesome to watch Cyclone Spin because you're like, what's he going to play? And it's not like he has this massive god pool. It just everything. He just plays everything, and it's all good.
Yeah, clearly.
It's creepy.
How
is he so good at everything? It's weird.
Some people will actually try. That's the thing. Yeah,
I guess.
people like to try. But coming up next, we actually have updated standings for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at those as well. See kind of what's been happening since this coming up next is our final game of the day. As you can tell, 5 Angry Men. We just watched that game, but Fat Chunks beating Thurst. Thurst still winless since week 1 of the SPL.
Okay, so what's going to happen, and you can see them right up there, is in this last game, if Frambosa's taking the win, there's a 3-way tie for first with 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. If 5 Angry Men win, then it's actually just going to be like a nice perfect split. You're going to have the 3-0, the 2-1, the 1-2, and the 0-3. So
they've looked good enough to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
they've looked it.
These teams have faced off a lot in the Challengers Cup, and they've grown since then. They've had some time to practice. They've really prepared because this counts. This is super important.
It's very important.
So I can't wait to see just what the Rainbows are going to bring out because they're the ones who have to step up. 5 Angry Men have already stepped. They're already there. They already look good. Now it's up to the Rainbows to come up to that level.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, that game's going to be coming up right after this.